Hello? Okay. We are now recording. So hello, everyone. There's nobody here currently, but if you're watching this in the future, hello. If I'm going to make a call to action, you should jump into the Bushcraft Survival Playtest. Help me playtest my game. Help me find out what the bugs are, if it runs on your machine. And for the survival gamer people, I'm really looking for you to tell me, like, what mechanics do you want to see in the game and what direction should I take it from here? For me, basically what you have in a game is a blank canvas. Like, the core game loop is there. I'll show you soon. It's like fun to play. It's difficult. I think I've tuned the difficulty so that survivalist mode is pretty hard, but I think I want to see, like, with that blank canvas in mind, where should we go from here? What should we do? So I'm just going to post the stream to a couple places. Sorry for people on YouTube. You're just going to hang out for a bit. We're going to post it on the Discord. Discord, where else? Yeah, maybe we'll go with that for now. We'll see, maybe Blue Sky. Come say hi. Cool. You will occasionally see me pull this up, and that is because people are requesting access to the game, and I want to make sure I let them in. I usually let them in a few at a time, so I'll be bringing that up on screen occasionally. It's telling me the chat rate is 1, but I see nothing in the chat, so I have no idea why it's doing that. All right, cool. Maybe I can post. Where else can I post? That's probably good. Maybe, yeah. That's cool. So, I'm not going to be doing much dev right yet. I think for now, I just want to do a full play test of the game. I'll try to tune the volume and such so it's not blaring in your ears. Maybe we'll tune that back, get this going. So this is the build that's live now. We'll see. Hopefully it doesn't bug out because there are people playing it. Playtest 21, so that was last night. And nobody's on the leaderboard. So my goal is to get on the leaderboard today in survivalist mode. The last time I tried to do this, I died. So we'll see if it's possible. I don't want the tutorial. That's just going to get in my way. Let's turn that music off. So yeah, that's the plan. That's the goal today. We'll see how it goes. For those, once again, those watching on YouTube, the links are here for joining the Discord, submitting bugs. I'm going to check that real quick to make sure nobody submitted any bug reports. So stand by. I'm kind of watching a few things today. I'm watching the Reddit as well to see who's posting. I don't think there's anybody I'm not caught up with currently. And we just have the one person waiting. So, without further ado, okay, with slight further ado, I gotta check the forms. Google Forms is weird. Like, when I click the link to the Google form, I get to the form, but I don't get to where I made the form, so I can't see the results of the form. Okay, nothing yet. So I can take a breath, I can relax, and we can play a little bit here. Cool beans. Okay, So we're going to do survival mode. I'm going to try on survivalist difficulty. Definitely going to need that water. And I think I want to try 2 days. 2 days is ambitious. I don't even know if 2 days is possible, but I want to try 2 days. We're going to need everything, basically. I think I cleaned my run, so... And that reminds me, I need to do a button so that you can delete your save data in case something gets wacky. Past game experiences tell me that that's a thing that should be done. So let's go ahead and jump in here and see if we can do it. See what kind of temperature we get. The other thing is like certain run-throughs are not going to be as bad as other run-throughs just because of the random nature of the game. It's cold and calm right now, so that's actually pretty lucky, all things considered. I kind of want to just scope out like a good first starting spot. So we'll see. This terrain it's given me doesn't look to be that hilly, which is going to be a challenge. So like later in the game, the problem is you want to find the public use cabins. And if you can't find a location of elevation, you're really going to struggle to spot the cabins. So I'm just going to run around until I kind of spot one. We are super lucky. So when it says cold, I think that's like the kind of middle temperature. And you can kind of just maintain your temperature by running around, basically. But yeah, we'll probably... Here is not bad. Because I have a bit of a hill, so I can run to that hill later when I need to. But for now, I'm just going to start chopping some wood, I think. We got to get chopping. So middle mouse button, you can hold the action. So now I don't need my hands on the controls, which is kind of nice. Like, yes, I think a lot of these survival games you want to be like really manual, but at the same time, I don't want it to be manual and annoying. That's kind of what I was thinking there. Wow, that was cool. Random physics stuff. Gonna have to keep an eye on sharpness too, because I think on survivalist difficulty, the blunting mechanic is more of a real threat. Let's do some firewood. There's currently no way to sharpen folding saw. I don't really know how I'm going to implement that because you don't actually sharpen a folding saw with a whetstone. I think you might need to use like a little grindstone, you know, or a little one of those little files. All right, so we got some tinder, we got some branches. I kind of want to scope out where I'm actually going to set up camp. I kind of like these two. And in theory, if you plan it all out in advance, you'll be good. Everything will be fine. So let's do fire. I don't like this. This is kind of in my way. So let's do fire, tinder. Get some fire going here. Probably won't need the bucket for a little while, so we'll just get this going. So there's kind of like, I'm hoping players will learn this, but like putting a fire in front of where you're going to build your shelter is kind of a good way to play the game. Definitely a good way to play the game. There's something wrong with the algorithm of like throwing down the... It's supposed to be random. Yeah, they're supposed to get like kind of random rotations and fall on each other, but that doesn't always seem to work. So, all right, so I'm probably going to create a bit of a cache of firework. When you're on survivalist difficulty, I think that sensitivity is too high. I'm going to turn mine down to maybe 0.08. This interface definitely could be a bit better. Yeah, this should be 0.05. I realize, oh, and that might be, is that broken? I think we found our first bug. Oh no, I think we're good. That's too low. Let's try 7. I gotta look at how like CSGO does it or something like that because yeah, 8 is probably the sweet spot. Because having to type in these numbers is super annoying. Okay. So I want to chop down some stuff. I'm going to get rid of some of these just because they're kind of like in the way and I don't want them. I'm not going to really want them like near my my home base. So yeah, on this difficulty, I think I got a really good run. Like like I said, the last time I play tested on Survivalist, I made it 12 minutes, which is equivalent to 12 hours in game. But we'll see. Another thing I haven't tested that I need to test is I did a 2-day run, so you can see it says I have 1 day, 20 hours left up in the corner. So I have no idea if that's going to work. And I can patch it pretty quick, but the other thing I'm missing is I don't have a patch notes section. Let's do a little pile of wood right here. 1, 2, 3. I don't have patch notes yet, so I think I need a little screen for patch notes. But we'll get there. Right now I want to find out if it's like, basically I need to find out if the game is going to run for people. I've done a tiny amount of testing on a laptop that wasn't really able to run the game, but that laptop did not have a dedicated graphics card. Excuse me. And yeah. It's an old Lenovo with an old i5. Maybe, well, yeah, we'll do this as firewood too. That's fine. Since I'm planning 2 days, I'm going to need a bunch. There's also a couple secrets with how you stoke the fire too. And I'm debating on how much I need to make that explicit versus how much is learned. Like, the magic number right now is 6. If you have... Oh, that was kind of sweet. That made like a little perfect little pile. If you have 6 logs on the fire, then it burns super, super hot. But what I need now for sure is to get some water. I have some consumable water, but I want to save that in case I'm like dying at some point. Oh, this is hilarious too. So for some reason, when you dig in the snow, it goes way too deep. Like I just dug up this pot of snow, and this is a crater. You could live in here. So that needs to be fixed eventually. But I'm not super sweating it right now. All right, cool. This is not bad, actually. This is pretty good. I might clear out this one, just so it's a little bit nicer. I gotta get some water. Did I not bring water? It's all right. I'm back. Cold and windy. Playtest. Also, if you're wondering about why I made the title of this stream #1 worldwide, what I'm trying to get is I'm trying to get on the leaderboard for the survivalist mode. I want to prove that it's possible. I actually haven't tested it yet. As one should do when one is a game dev, you should test your stuff. But I have not tested it. I love it when the environment is this like amber color. I don't know what it is. It just feels like a little weird and spooky, but like everything's orange now. Just because of the lighting. This occasionally happens too, where it falls against a tree. And I like it, but what I really, really need to implement is fall damage. I'll show you what I mean. Like, if this was like leaning against a really, really tall tree, you can hop up on here and like jump off. So the only problem with that is I need to have some repercussion for like if you fall off, you know? So let's make a little pile of wood over here. See, now I'm starting to freeze a little bit, so we're gonna need that firewood real soon. Yeah, actually, some of these I can just start putting on the building the lean-to. Yeah, so we'll start building this. I'm actually going to sit by the fire a minute and stoke it, maybe. And what else can I do? I might drink some water. All right, so we've got some water there. And I need to make some notes because I'm making some good observations here. I'm not sure what happens with the water when it freezes. So like if the fire goes out, the water should refreeze. Road to Vostok. I love you guys, man. I love what you're doing with Godot. I'm aspiring to make my game look as good as yours someday. Really cool project. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. So I gotta make some notes. Water in pot should freeze when fire goes out. And what was the other thing I said? I think the holes that are being dug in the ground are hilariously deep right now. So that was just from that tiny pot. Dug out this giant hole. So like the hole digging mechanic, the point is that we're gonna have snow shelters eventually. It's like a really legit shelter to dig into the snow. So kind of the basic idea is you're gonna like lay a bunch of logs across the surface, cover it in boughs to make a roof, cover it with moss, and then you can have a little shelter. There is some issues with it. And when we get into tarps and things like that, you'll see there's other issues. Like there's real life issues with building a snow shelter in the ground. One is that if you make like a teepee like this, if you have something like a fire lit, it'll actually cause the snow, and even your own body heat will cause the snow to melt and run down the sides, and it like forms ice. So there's actually some like real life issues with that kind of setup. So, snow is too deep. Snow is too deep when digging. A couple of playtest notes there. Definitely need to get some wood on this fire. So, I don't know if I need the full 6 right now. 6 is it's kind of in non-linear increments. Like you'll notice the fire percentage doesn't really get a whole lot hotter until you kind of reach certain thresholds. So if I throw one more on here, we'll probably get to 105 maybe. I'm still working on this. I don't love how they stack up. Basically they're physics bodies. They're physics bodies, but they freeze. So they start out as a rigid body, they fall, they hit the ground, they kind of like tumble a little, and then they become frozen. So yeah, it's just to make it a little bit more stable. We do really need to warm up here though, because as it gets night, it is night now, you'll find the temperature drops way faster. So it's not a good thing to be sitting around too long, that's for sure. So you might see me stoke the fire a couple times here. I think that mechanic makes sense, like you want something to do while you're sitting by the fire. Kind of helps it burn down a little bit. The burning mechanic is super simple. It actually just burns one fuel source at a time and chars it until it's black. Then once it's black, it just poofs out of existence, but some VFX and such will really help that, I think. Okay, so we gotta get chopping. I definitely would love a tall tree. These are some tall boys right here. Yeah. So axe is nice and sharp. So this should be good. We'll get this thing chopped down. And hope we don't freeze in the meantime. Yeah, we're starting to see the temperatures dropping faster. And it's really tough to... On this mode, like, it's easy to die, basically. I'm really hoping I have that experience where someone comes along and plays the game and becomes better at it than I am. I've had that happen once as a game developer, and it is extremely satisfying for reasons I can't entirely explain. But when someone else comes along and is better at the game than you are, that can be good. It also probably is a good indication that your mechanics are deep enough. So So let's do small logs. There's no real reason to use medium logs at this point in the game, but there's kind of these three classes of logs. All right, and we're freezing. So let's get a couple more of these bad boys on here. Enter build mode. Okay. And we are freezing. Okay, time to get by the fire. We gotta get warm. And this is why you want firewood on hand. Because now I'm kind of screwed. So I need to really get warm fast. So I gotta really load on some fire here. Otherwise, we're gonna have problems. There we go. Okay. So that's the magic number. Once you get 6 on there, you can heat up your fire real fast. But really, I need to sit here until I'm back to 100%. I can't really afford to lose any more heat. We'll get this nice and sharp while we're waiting. Oh, I just realized my logo is kind of obscuring some of the gameplay. I don't think I need the logo to be huge on the video. We'll just keep it there. All right, so that's good. Now we got to get cracking on this shelter. And once we get the shelter, you'll see it comes together real fast. We're going to need how many more? I need 3 more logs. So 1 more tall tree will do it. Is this tall? Yeah, this guy's tall. So, some moss on here I can get to. So definitely want to grab that moss. Moss can be annoying. I'm not sure. Moss was supposed to be one of those resources that is kind of intentionally difficult to find to get you to actually, you know, search around the map. But there's a couple game mechanics that kind of encourage you to go looking for stuff. One is moss because it's just a natural resource that clumps together in certain areas. But the other one is the public use cabins. You'll see. If we survive the night, in the morning we will go looking for a cabin. And we'll see what happens. Okay, so let's get this chopped up into small logs. And then hopefully we can be set. You definitely want to get moving before you start freezing as well, because once you start freezing, you slow down a lot. Which is obviously not good. Oh, I do have a bunch of logs. I forgot about these two. The other thing, you can always convert logs into firewood. So, if nothing else, your logs kind of serve as a cache of firewood. So let's try to do this before we're going to freeze any second here. So this game mode is super punishing. I've been tempted to dial it back a couple times, but at this point I don't really want to. I want to see what other people say. So like right now we're losing HP, so that's so fast that happens. And once you start freezing, you cannot move, right? So not a good situation to be in. What I can do here while I'm sitting by the fire, I think I can do this. I can throw this small log on the ground, and I can actually chop it up. Yeah, I've never tested that before, but I can sit by the fire and get heat back and chop wood at the same time, which probably a little bit unrealistic, but all right, so we've got tons of firewood. Let's get this. I want to get this laid on here because yeah, get this stoked, and we can get our heat back real fast. All right. It's funny, I took a drink of water in the game and I subconsciously took a drink in real life. It's kind of funny. I am becoming the game. What did I just do? See, I don't like that. So if you accidentally pick up a log, your fire loses heat, which is kind of silly. That's probably not what would happen in real life. All right, so let's get that other log. I'm just going to bring this close in case I start freezing to death again, because freezing to death, for those of you who don't know, is not fun. So let's just put this here. Add this to my little pile. And maybe I'll come back and chop that other one after. For now, I've got to cover this thing in boughs. So let's see. I should have enough. I have 140. I also got to make a bed, so... There is some resources in the game, excuse me, that are kind of infinite. I didn't want to make them too annoying to, like, manage carrying around boughs. Like, if you had to manage picking up 100 boughs off the ground, that would be annoying. So one of the early decisions actually was to just to have certain elements be auto collect. So you don't have to worry about that necessarily. What I might do later too, so someone was suggesting recently I tried streaming on Twitch. So I might do that in a bit. Because I know YouTube streaming, not many people really watch YouTube streaming. I don't think I currently watch any other YouTube streamings. I used to watch Thor, I think. Alright, so now we need some moss. What I like to do at this point is mark my, let's just call it home. Right, so we can see, maybe I'll click it just to make it pop a little. But that way we can kind of run away now and not worry too much about losing our place. We need 5 more moss. So that's 2. I need 3 more. I think we got lucky on this run. There's tons of moss everywhere. Yeah, normally it's... Well, it has been more annoying to find in the past. I don't even need this much, but it's cool. You can also, like, see what your experience is, too. So we're not quite to a skill point yet. I'm also tuning that. I'm trying to figure out, like, what's the correct, you know, how much XP should everything be worth? But primarily, it's not like an XP game. Like, the point is not to... You shouldn't be trying to optimize the XP. If you are, you're kind of optimizing the fun out of the game. A little bit, I think. So I'm going to get some firewood and such. Get this nice and stoked up. And I should be able to see... I should be able to see my wetness go down as well. So let's... I'm going to start using the axe a little bit more because my folding saw is starting to get down there. And like I said, there's no mechanic in the game for sharpening the folding saw. I need to figure out how that works in real life first, and then we'll go from there. So we've got a pretty good cache of firewood. I want to get a couple more on here, actually. That's good, actually. 1, 2, 3, that's 6. Yeah, so that's 6, so we're at the max. And just for my own OCD, I want to stack these up nicely. Fire. We do have to get to bed, so I'm going to do that real soon. Drink some water. Let's pick up the bucket and get some more water. I really need to adjust that depth because it's just comically, it's comical right now. Hopefully we get enough food to survive as well. But if we find that cabin, we should be set, in theory. Wetness should go down. If it doesn't, I've probably messed something up. Yeah, that's weird. In any case, let's try to sleep. See how long we can sleep for. I just got 2 hours of sleep, 3, 4. Will we make it to 2 o'clock? Alright, so we're into day 2. The sleep mechanic might need some work as well. Basically, it's kind of interesting how it works. You have to get a minimum of 6 hours of sleep in each 24-hour period. So we'll see. My goal is to get it next time. If you go sleep deprived too long, you get this weird screen shader. I'm going to eat some food, and I probably should have taken more food. I didn't account for that. So that's another thing. I want the player to figure out how much they need. But we're in a pretty good spot right now to go exploring, actually. So we have our position marked. I did pick a spot where there was a hill reasonably nearby. And we got to find out where that cabin is at. So the cabin is going to be crucial. Like, if you want to survive more than one day, the cabin is crucial for that. Finding those public use cabins. And it's kind of fun to find them in a real run, not a debug run. Because they're randomly placed, kind of. I tried to find a location on the ground that's flat, which reminds me, I think that algorithm needs tweaking. But if you can kind of find a spot on a hill and then just start scanning, that reminds me, binoculars would be an awesome tool. So I'll get binoculars. Put that on the list, because binoculars would serve that game mechanic, right? I think I spotted it already. I don't know if you can see it on screen. See my eagle eyes? For those of you who are here, can you spot the cabin? It's just like 3 pixels of a cabin roof, but I see it, so we're gonna go to it. The other thing is, if you kind of lose your way, I know like the map on the pause menu is a bit bigger. So I can see that my place is actually kind of to the north, to the northwest. But the public use cabin I'm looking for is going to be out this way. So that is pretty sweet. Although I might have lost it already. It's so easy to see on the hill, and then you can't find it. I gotta think about this. Oh, there it is. All right, so I kind of pointed myself in the right direction. There's another bug too. I don't know how to fix this one. Notice the trees are in the cabin right now. As a matter of knowing how to do it ahead of time, I do not know how to trim the trees ahead of time. It's like kind of not quite deterministic like that. Sweet. Oh my God, we're so lucky. Okay, so there's a ton of stuff in here. Grab it all. Tons of water. We're going to drink some now. Drink water. Hey, Greg. I remember seeing you in here before. Game keeps looking better and better. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. It means a lot. I stumbled upon this cabin, although this is a giant bug. The cabin is like... So if you notice, the front door is okay, right? If we shut the front door, no issue here. Like, that's at ground level, but... The cabin is like buried in snow to the point where I can't even really get access to the fireplace. That's fine. Being inside the cabin also pauses the game time. So you see it says 19 hours, 50 minutes. So you could, in theory, hang out in here, start a fire. You do have 100% coverage. You probably noticed that. So you can actually dry off inside a cabin. And I just realized that the wetness, here's another, it's not a bug, a game-breaking bug, but the wetness should not be increasing when you're covered. It shouldn't be. So that's a legit bug. I thought that was coded correctly, but wetness is increasing inside cabin. That is no es bueno. So let's get this thing. So we'll get the auger. So now we have the auger, so we can try to level it up, but we're going to have to work through the skill tree first. The other thing is it marks cabins as you see them, which is, I think, kind of cool. Let's eat some food. That's what I didn't have any of. I didn't have any food. Let's eat one more. All right, so now I need to get back to home base and probably rebuild my fire. Oh, so this is how far we are. So we see, the thing is, if you're totally at the edge of the map, if we lost this, right, we can click it. But if we lost home base, we would kind of be screwed. Like, there's no mechanic in the game There's no mechanic in the game to like find your place until the compass. Once I do the compass, I'm gonna do that like a Skyrim. Sounds good. I requested on Steam. Oh, did you request? Do you want me to let you in? If I can find it. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna let the next 3 in. If anyone is in No Man's Sky, they cut a hole, flattened terrain before generating outposts. Looks fake. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I had my algorithm. I was going back and forth on this forever. Right now, it finds a flat-ish place to put the cabin, and then the trees only clear from the area until, like, when you get close to it. It's not perfect. It's definitely a problem. It's definitely a problem. So. But yeah, I think the cabin as a game mechanic actually makes a lot of sense. It like now that I'm playing it, I'm doing a 2-day run, and I think I'm going to survive. I think it's going to be good. So that as a base makes it doable. The big thing that's going to come in the game is we're going to get fishing. Fishing's halfway done. We're going to get trapping. We're going to get trapping, and we're going to have wildlife encounters. So once all that's in the game, I think we're going to be set for the game loop itself. It's already, in my mind, it's already pretty playable. Heck yeah. Oh, I should do this now. Is there a way in OBS to like throw the chat on screen? I know that's a thing that streamers do. If you couldn't tell, I'm not a streamer. I don't know how to stream. Scenes, sources, text. Is that like an easy thing to do? It's probably something I shouldn't do right now, mid-run. I'm playing on survivalist difficulty, so if I survive, I'll be lucky. Oh man, I was hoping that would be a simple thing. So if I want to do, is it media source, text? Let's Google this. OBS, IPS. No, it's something else. OBS, how to put YouTube chat on screen. Okay. Yeah, do I need to do... You know what? I'll figure this out later. Cool game. What did you use to model the world? Blender, my friend. Blender for most everything. A lot of open source models that I retextured myself, did a bunch of work on. Yeah. Folding saw. Let's see. Oh, see, we're starting to get sleep deprived. Do you see that? I haven't actually encountered this in the game yet. Oh, shit. And the wind is picking up. Okay. We need to light the fire, though. When you're sleep deprived, the screen starts to go really wonky. I don't know if you can tell. I'm hoping it's not going to give people motion sickness. It would suck if it does. I tried to make it as minimal as possible. Alright, we got to get some more wood. This is getting cold out here. And it's a snowstorm coming. Error, missing exe file. Oh no, did I screw up the build? Shoot. Sit tight, I'm coming. Missing exe. Are you on Mac or Windows or what? Why can't I find the... Did I close it? Let's see, what did I do? Did I mess something up? You're on Windows? Not yet, Brando, but I'm working in some wildlife encounters very, very soon. Installation, general installation. It should be Bushcraft-Survival. Is this the default launcher? Yeah. It works on mine. Current install folder, Bushcraft Survival Playtest. I think that's right. Let me look at my launch options. You might be the first person to try to jump in here. So properties, installed files. Yeah. It should work though for everyone, so that's not good. Browse local files. So mine is under Bushcraft Survival Playtest. It should try to launch this. Oh man, that's a bummer. Is this what you see, Bushcraft Survival Playtest? I kind of forget how to do this on Steam as well. Launch options. Advanced users may choose modifications to their launch options. Yeah, sorry about that. You know what I'm going to do? I have another laptop. I need to try to download and see if it runs. Yeah, it should be good. I don't know why it wouldn't launch. Couldn't find exe bushcraft-survival. I wonder, did your virus scanner or something? I don't know. Godot's usually pretty good about that. Advanced options. Let's see. What did you say? Error. Missing exe file. Steam error. Yeah, it might be antivirus. Is it a Godot thing, I wonder? Oh, Godot Steam. Verify are correctly configured. Make sure you're collecting the Windows x64. Yeah. Crap. Sorry. I might have messed something up here. I'm gonna finish my run and then I'll figure it out. All right. Oh, it's super easy early in the night. We can get some more firewood and stuff. Should be able to get lots. So let's chop down some trees. Oh, do I not have folding saw? I should check the Discord too. Let's see. Oh, it also says 0 gigabytes in size when I went to download. That's not good. Should be like 250 megs. Yeah, Greg, I'm only streaming on YouTube. I probably need to switch to Twitch, hey? I probably need to switch to Twitch. 0 gigabytes when you went to download. That's not right. What am I doing? It should be the playtest. I'm gonna make sure the build is live. Let me do that real quick. Sometimes it's hard to tell as a developer if your stuff is messed up or not. Oh, I'm so stupid. I'm so sorry. Okay. I forgot to publish. I'm such a big dummy. Aaron, if you're still here, can you do me a ginormous favor? Can you close your Steam and then reopen Steam and see if it downloads? Blender plus Godot, 200 IQ. I could not agree more. Yeah, so, hey, even Steven. You were here the other day. What's up? I hope, cross my fingers, the build is going to work. Yeah. Does it work now? Are you in, Aaron? I like made some last minute hasty changes to the build last night. It's my own fault. I was being an idiot. I put in the leaderboard. I don't know why. It's just, to me, last night at like 1:30 a.m. was the most important thing in my life. Getting that stupid leaderboard in there. Let's get some sleep. We're exhausted. We got the wavy lines and everything. So we should get 6 hours. You might have to restart Steam. If you like exit Steam entirely and reopen it, it'll try to re-pull it. All right, we're well rested. We have some food still, maybe? I think we still have some food. Hell yeah, let's get our bucket. We gotta get some water. I'm just digging a crater into the earth because the dig depth is like way too low. How low will it go? Am I gonna fall through the universe? You know what? I can also check, I think on Steam something. What is it? SteamDB? Check build. There's like a way to check, there's a way to check the build, I think. I don't know if anyone else has tried to download the game, but not working yet? Oh, damn. Why not? Okay, so that's Bushcraft Survival. Let's check the latest build. Is there any devs in here know what I'm doing or know how to help me? Oh, builds. It should be live. Did I not select? Yeah, default branches live. Depots included. It should be the Windows and Linux build. And it's not working. I need to get out my other laptop and like log in with my partner's Steam account, I think. I think the build is good. I don't see any issues with it. Don't worry about it too much, Aaron. I do appreciate your help. I'm kind of like still working through this. Let's see. Is it an access thing? No, everybody's in. Everybody who can have access has access. I'm trying to think. What do I need to do here? I've done Steam games before. General installation. Bushcraft Survival. Perhaps it's not instantaneous. Yeah, it might take a minute. And also I know Steam is like, you have to close Steam and reopen it, which is a real bummer. Oh. I just noticed a bug. We are well rested, so if you notice in the bottom left, we have the check mark by the 6 hours of sleep, but we still have the sleepiness modifier. So there's some kind of bug. I probably didn't test that fully. Sleepiness modifier stays after getting 6 hours of sleep. Yeah, so that's not quite right. Oh, did that freeze? Why did that freeze? Oh, it just wasn't fully melted yet. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to test it out on my partner's Steam account later. Probably what I should have done from the beginning. Yeah. Ooh, that's pretty. Snow-covered trees. They should become unsnow-covered eventually. There's like a there's like a weird reflection having off this one branch. And the shadows are still funky for the fire. I'm not really sure why. I really need someone, like in VFX. I need someone's help with that, like in the game. I should wait for this to melt and then drink the rest of that. Then we can get going. We could potentially try to find another cabin. Although I don't think that's going to bear any fruit. So, like, I need to go to the north. I need to go to northeast. I also want, like snowshoes or skis or something to make you go faster, because this is not exactly a blistering pace. This feels extra slow. I feel like something's wrong. No, maybe this is right. See what's going on over here in the shack. It should not repopulate anything. I would be very surprised if there was anything else in here. Yeah. Whole lot of nothing. Oh crap, we're freezing. I've made mistakes. You know what? We're gonna call in the didn't finish the... Oh crap, I really screwed myself here. We gotta get back to base camp. If this is how I die, I'm gonna be so upset. I really need to get on the leaderboard. If I can't get on my own leaderboard, the game might have some design issues. Oh shit. Yeah, the walking speed. Oh, the walking speed. It's because I'm tired. It's because the tired modifier never went away. That's why I'm walking slowly. Yep, this is how we play it out. This is how we play it out. We got to get our warmth back. We're going to stoke the heck out of this. And we're going to drop these on. So I got some bugs. I probably could have kept this in alpha a little bit longer, but I just wanted to get it into people's hands, see what they think. In the meantime, Hatchet's a little bit down in life. Drink some water while we're here. Fully sharp though. This thing kind of sharpens slowly. I also have this clipping issue. No idea how to fix it. I looked up like 8 tutorials how to do this in Godot, but I do not want to use an entirely separate sub-viewport to render the first-person character. Seems crazy to me. We got 5 hours to go. What I'm going to do for the next 5 hours... I'm a little bit curious where that bug is, so I'm going to pop open Godot after this and see. Maybe we can fix it on stream. But the biggest one... There's 2 real bugs. One is that the wetness was increasing inside the cabin, which makes no sense. And then the other one is, the tiredness modifier never went away. Something not quite right there. Eat some food, maybe. Oh, we're out of food. Okay. We couldn't survive much longer anyways. Maybe I'll sleep for a bit. Maybe that'll make it. Don't need any more sleep for now. So yeah, I'm fully rested. That part's fine. So it knows that I'm fully rested, but the freezing modifier never got fixed. Those two should be one and the same thing. No, they're not the same thing. Okay. There's definitely some weirdness here. We'll wait until it becomes day. It'd be nice if the clouds would go away. Ooh, look at that sunrise. Again in my little hole. My favorite little hole in the ground. Oh man, I really want to get up like on a ridge. Can I like maybe chop over a tree and walk up it? I'm gonna try to do something comical. Let's chop over a huge tree and try to walk up it to see the sunshine. We gotta line this up perfectly. So I need to chop over this tree onto that tree. Alright, here we go. Didn't know this was a first-person shooter, did you? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Shit. Okay. Didn't work. We're gonna do it again. I feel like even those little tiny trees can take the weight of this thing, because they're just static bodies. They're nothing special. Also, this might be like free XP because I'm chopping down trees like there's no tomorrow. Maybe we'll walk up this little hill. Oh, sun's already in the sky. We missed the sunrise. Come on. Come on, game. You can do better than that. Ooh, we could try to spot the other cabin. It's going to take forever to get there, but I'm going to patch this sleepiness thing right away. That's kind of game breaking. Because if you get tired once, you stay tired forever, which is quite frankly ridiculous. And annoying. And also, the little wobbly wobbly shader is not... Oh, I guess... I think I have some logic issue here. Where it's like the wobbly shader is based on the number of hours of sleep you got, which is correct. But the modifier didn't go away, which is not correct. Which is incorrect. Oh no, oh no, oh no. What's happening? Okay, well, time to fix that bug, I guess. Time to fix that bug. We can also check to see if my Steam stats are working. So that should count as a game that was started but not finished. And maybe I will switch to Twitch. I don't know. I've tried streaming on Twitch like once or twice. I just like, I don't know. Nobody's there. Like nobody who watches my stuff is there. So it's difficult to... It's difficult to get started over there. Yeah, let's see what we got here. Okay, that seems about right. 43 minutes. Holy crap. I've been playing this for 43 minutes. Yeah, so I started and didn't end the game. Seems reasonable. Seems reasonable. I think I also missed the title screen stat, so let's fix that too. And we'll do a patch. And I need a patch notes screen. So, definitely some things to do here. Yeah, definitely. There's going to be Steam achievements for sure. I did that on my last game. It was pretty fun. So, first, I think I'm going to try to... think I'm going to try to fix that bug with the sleepiness. It's kind of difficult to tell because it's a mechanic that's like so deep in the game. But let's see if we can figure it out. Yeah, because that's the biggest kind of game-breaking one. And then we'll look at wetness after. It's already 2 o'clock. I'll probably hang around for another hour maybe. See who wants to come watch some dev. I'm going to get some food. I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Okay, I'm back. Oh, time to try to track down this bug. So, it kind of sucks that that sleepiness thing kind of broke the game. Packages 0. Does the playtest come up here, I wonder? Oh yeah, the playtest is here. Last update 16 hours, that's right. Yeah. File sizes are there for sure. I just realized I have an unused depot. I'm not sure if you're still here, Aaron. I just pushed another change. It might work now. I had to require 64-bit, so we'll see if that fixes it. Okay, so That should have worked. So there's definitely a bug here somewhere. I can try to uninstall this too and reinstall it. Maybe that might. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, for sure. You can send me an email. Still not working. Yeah, I tried changing a setting on Steam. I was hoping that would fix it. The only thing is that every time I change a setting on Steam, you won't get the update until you like quit Steam and then reopen, like exit it from the, like right click and exit Steam from here and then reload it. So I really don't know what's going on. I wish I did. Let me see. Let me double check this again. So let's look at launch option 0. You're on Windows, right? Are you on Windows 11? It should be 64-bit only, to be honest. This game won't run on anything else. So let's try that. And you know what? I'll do it on my end too. Thanks for checking, by the way. Really appreciate that. Prepare for publishing. I mean, I probably shouldn't be showing this on stream. I don't think there's anything sensitive here, though. Not to my knowledge. It's just a play test. It's not the actual game. It's not the full game. So that should be published. So I should be able to quit Steam and reload it. And I should be able to launch the game. My cat is getting into stuff. So if that broke it for me, I guess I'll find out. So if I go library, let me try to uninstall it. Uninstall. And then install. See, this is what I get. Bushcraft Survival Playtest, 373 megs. Install. My email is on my website, michaeljarrett.ca. So I think I can just put it in chat. Oh, yeah, I can just type in chat. But it's also here somewhere. So yeah, on mine that downloads, and then when I hit play, I think it plays. So weird. I didn't expect there to be this kind of issue. Yeah, so it's playing for me. I'm about to patch it though, so maybe that might help. Who knows? So, okay, so hours awake. I think that's the problem. Let's look at hours awake. Tired equals... Where is it set? If you're not sleeping, hours awake are 1 plus 1. If you are sleeping, sleep this cycle gets increased. If the hours equals 14, I feel like this is where it's a problem. If the sleep this cycle Oh yeah, this is the problem. This is the problem right here. So I think as soon as your sleep this cycle is greater than the target sleep hours, this should change. An hours changed only gets fired on the hour, so I don't think it's a problem. I don't think that's a huge problem. Let's see. I think that's the bug. Now I have to figure out a way to test it. I think that signal is in here. Yeah. Hours changed. So hours changed only... Is this an integer? What is this? It's a float. Oh, narrowing conversion. So ours is an integer, so I'm forcing it to be... I should do this. I don't like that warning thing. So we change that to an int. And that gets emitted. So when the hour changes, once the hour is changed... Yeah, I don't like this, but I think it's a better solution. Yeah. So I think this is wrong. If the hours is 14, this is not right either. No, I think that's okay. I think it's okay. So if at 2 p.m. we're not tired, we can get basically XP for that. Sleep this cycle gets reset to 0. Okay. I think this is the bug. I think it's a simple one. I forgot I had a debug label for it. And I can't remember if debug labels are left in the game. So as soon as the sleep this cycle is greater than the target sleep hours, which is 6. Yeah, it's always 6 for now. But maybe I'll make that tunable. Then the hours awake goes to 0. Once the hours awake are 0, you won't be tired. This is not right either. We need to check that constantly, I think. Yeah, this is an annoying bug. It's like... Might have to draw this out. So the game starts at 2 p.m. Always starts at 2 p.m. It's just how it's hard-coded right now. And then your hours awake increases. Let's do hours awake. That increases as well. And let's say it's 10, or let's say it's 1 a.m., for instance. That's going to be how many hours? That's going to be 2 to midnight is 10, and then 1, so that's 11 hours. That's 11 hours awake. And let's check out update status. Yeah, only if it's greater than 24. So if you go more than 24 hours awake, then it's a problem. So if you go 2 p.m. to 2 p.m. the next day, the hours awake is 24. This would be hours awake 24. And then after that, you're tired. That's one scenario. And the question is, does this keep increasing? I think it can increase to a maximum of 36, but after 36, it's not gonna matter as much. Another scenario is if it's 2 p.m. to 2 p.m. and if you sleep, let's do sleep in blue. If you sleep only 2 hours, I can't remember what happens. So that would be like if you slept from like 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Because we know we're going awake, awake, awake. And then we sleep. What happens? If we're sleeping, the sleep this cycle increases, but the hours awake are not increasing anymore. I think this is overly complicated. I think for every hour you sleep should just decrease your sleep this cycle. Because if I'm saying ideally 6 hours, that would be 2 p.m. to, there's 2. 6 would bring us back to 8 a.m. Okay, I think this is what needs to happen. So you would have accrued how many hours of tiredness? How many hours of awake? 2 p.m. to 8 a.m. is 8 plus 10. That's 18. And then you sleep for 6. Sleep for 6. Okay. Yeah, I think I overthought this big time. I think each hour of sleep should be worth 3 hours of wakefulness. And that sleeping just, if you're sleeping, yeah, let's change this. The hours awake minus equals 3. So if you sleep 6, then you're good. But it can't be less than 0. If hours awake is less than 0, hours awake equals 0. It can't go. You can't get negative. You can't like stock up your your sleep. That's not how it works. Maybe I still want to track sleep this cycle. Yeah, I don't know if I like this. How does this work? How do I do this? If you sleep 6 hours in a 24-hour period, then you're good, basically. Yeah, I think that's fine. Sleep this cycle increases. I think I just get rid of this. If by 2 p.m. you're not tired, you get 1 sleep point. Good job. If you are tired at that point, you don't get the point for sleep, and your sleep, that cycle resets. Okay, I think something else needs to happen here too. Yeah, because I think the way this is defined is you have to get a minimum of. No, you don't have to get 6. You don't have to get 6. You could get less than 6. What if you just got? If you just got 4, but you were awake for 20, then by that math, your awake hours start at 8. No, start at 4 times. Yeah, that's right. This math is hurting my head. 6 times 3 is 18. So that would subtract from that, so it would be 0. You'd be at 0 here. You'd be at 0 again. But if it did this, 4 times 3 is 12, you would be at 8. How does that make any sense? Oh, yeah, because you would have lost 6, but also gained 2 more hours. Okay. I think that makes sense. You lost 6, but gained 2. Okay, so that's right. So if you're at the... Okay, this is how we know. If... No, not by the way this... Yeah, that's the other problem with how this is constructed. You could go like 2... You could do like 2... Why is it not blue? 2, 2, and 2. And that would still work. Which is like not really how sleep works. I thought this system might be a little broken. I didn't realize it was this broken. The reason I wanted the hours awake is because I wanted there to be like, once you get tired, it's not like boom, like the shader goes crazy. I wanted at 36 hours. At 36 hours, I wanted like the maximum tiredness to kick in. So at here, you're at 100% tired. And then bad stuff starts to happen, basically. But yeah, maybe I just need, like, it should be a 6-hour chunk of sleep is what it should be. Also, sleeping can fail. Like when you're doing the sleep mechanic, if you don't have enough water or if the fire goes out, like you will wake up. That was kind of the intent there, which is very similar to real life. You wake up before you freeze to death. Usually you wake up once. If you go back to sleep when you're freezing to death, you don't get up again. But yeah, I think you're right. I think this needs to be 6 continuous hours of sleep. So actually what I had the first time makes more sense. I guess I haven't saved this yet. So yeah, no, what I had here made sense. Let's revert this. So stats, we're going to discard changes, reload from disk. I'm going to change this around too. So if we're sleeping, the sleep this cycle goes up by 1. If not, we're awake. That's a wakefulness hour. All right, so I think I just need a Boolean. Sleep achieved, false. If hours awake is greater than target sleep hours, then sleep achieved equals true. And then we can use that to mark the indicator. If sleep is achieved, then the hours awake goes away. Otherwise, it stays. Okay, but I think I think there needs to be some formula. Like, I think it should subtract from the hours awake somewhat, because it's like that effect, right? So 0% sleepy at 24 hours, but it's 100% sleepy at 36 hours. So it would make a difference. So some amount of sleep would help, potentially. But not help tremendously. If sleep this cycle is greater than 6, then the sleep achieved is good. And okay. If the sleep is achieved at 2 p.m., reset some stuff. If sleep is achieved, then our hours awake goes boom, right to 0. Otherwise, it'll have like a factor of 2 maybe. So like in a 24-hour period, if you slept 5 hours, rather than being awake 24, you would be awake for 14 maybe. Yeah, I think that's we'll try this. And maybe this is something that depends on level. All right, so that's all reasonable. And if sleep is achieved, I think this is what we do here. Sleep this cycle goes, and then sleep achieved is always false at the beginning of the cycle. Okay, they should make sense. So if you sleep, you're going to sleep a whole bunch. You're going to get those sleep hours. This is actually going to remove from your hours awake. But if we haven't achieved the sleep and the sleep this cycle is greater than 6, then sleep achieved is true. And then at 2 p.m., if we've achieved sleep, the hours awake goes to 0. Otherwise, it stays where it is, right? Which means you could get tired again. Sleep achieved is false. Okay, I think that's fixed now. I think that's fixed. And then how does this work? Sleepy, tired status. Where's tired status? Tired status. Okay, it's just if you're tired. And if tired, hours awake is greater than 24. Okay. I think this is right now. I think that's correct now. The other one was wetness, but I'm going to give this a quick check. So before I go any further, I need to actually put in a build this time. This time it matters since we're technically released here. So 2025. So today is the 22nd. And this is build 1. And I will need patch notes for this one. Because it's going to be, things have changed slightly from the first time. So let me turn on debug as well. Turn on debug. Hopefully that doesn't break everything. I almost want to do a search. Oh boy. Can we do case sensitive? Yeah, there we go. Case sensitive. All right, so that's all fine. That's fine. That's fine, I think. If game debug, yeah. I don't like this anymore, actually, but whatever. Okay, I think this is all good. We can get rid of that. So on start, I don't need that. Start.gg. All right. So it should require that we're awake for 6 hours now. Probably what I'll do is I'll give myself infinite inventory to test it, so that I can just like keep myself alive kind of artificially. So let's see, if we turn on 4x and you'll see the magic is taken out of games when you're in debug mode. There's nothing fun about it. Okay. So sleep. Enable. I gotta make sure we can sleep. So I'm just gonna return true. And gotta remember to take that out, obviously. So I can sleep now. Oh, and I think that debug label is no good as well. If I go to sleep. Oh, and the check mark. How does the check mark get populated? That's the other change. So, oh shit. We are freezing. Let's do, probably should have watched that a little better. Beautiful. Wow. What a beautiful structure. Okay. So there's another problem here, and it's this thing. It's this little check. What is this? That's sleep check. Sleep check. Visible. Yeah, this is not right. All I want to check now is this sleep achieved? Did you achieve the sleep? Then you're good. Okay. Let's see if this makes sense. Also, something else is wrong here. Hours awake is on debug 5. I think something else is overwriting it. Something else is overwriting debug 5. No, should be. Hours awake should be okay. It's not working. Let's try looking for set debug label 5. Oh wow, okay. A lot of stuff here. Set debug label. It's gotta go. It's old stuff. Alright, so hours awake 5. That seems right. So let's try this. So if I do, let's do 25x. Okay. 25 is kind of insane. But whatever. We'll see what happens. 8 hours awake. It's now nighttime, 10 p.m. 9 hours awake. 10 hours awake. I'll do the easy case first. So if I just sleep for I just sleep. Hours awake goes to 0, which is fine. And I got my sleep, which is 6 hours. But my fire didn't last because I'm stupid. Kind of surprised my fire went out. I had so much on there. So let's do 4x. Alright, so now hours awake are picking up again. So I think that's fine. As long as you get the 6 hours, you're good. So the question is, what's the penalty if you don't get the 6 hours? Okay, hours awake 3. 4. So that's not right. What happened there? Hours awake 6. It should be back to 0. It should be back to 0. That's not quite right. Did that not run? Sleep achieved. It should be true. It should have been true. It was true. Okay, it reset the next hour. Okay. Reset the following. It didn't reset right at 2. Oh, it's this. Okay, never mind. I'm stupid. It's just where the debug label is. Okay. I think it's good now. It's good now. So we drink some more water. And maybe eat some food. Throw some more logs on the fire. Okay. And now we'll wait again. But this time I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to do it 5. Yeah, that's good. I think that's all right. I'll do it the other way. I'll just stay up for 24 hours and see what happens. What time is it? Is it 2:30? Okay. You know what? I should also put on that post that I'm streaming here, just in case anyone else is trying to play the game and it's just like not working. So let's do an edit. Pause that for a sec. Cool, cool. All right. Yeah, so let's finish this test. So this time I'm deliberately trying to get tired. Oh, I'm stupid. I let the fire go out again. Ooh, that's a fun little bug. Okay, whatever. I'll write that down. Log floating in air bug. Oh, I guess at a certain height it Huh, sorry. Hard to talk through. Once it gets through a certain height, it's missing the area, the collision area. So I want firewood. Where's my menu? Okay. That's a fun little bug. I think it just happens when you're trying to do things too fast, though. Yeah, I think normally they like kind of fall like that. I might need to offset them a little bit from the center so they actually like stack up on top of each other. Okay, let's see if that works. I'm going to take this out right away because that's kind of a dangerous one to leave in. Alright, hours awake, 16. So let's see if we can bump this up to 24. And see that status modifier should kick in. Before we get there though, let's make sure we put more. Firewood on the fire. Okay, so now we have the sleepiness modifier. I do want to see it kick into like full effect. So let's see if that works. Okay. That's a lot of firewood. So yeah, it should be at full effect right now, so definitely need to debug this. And I don't even know if I'm seeing it at all. So let's see, hours awake. So let's go to character. If stat's tired, is it tired? Yeah, it is. Awake factor equals 0.08. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I think this is too subtle, potentially. Yeah, I can't even detect it. So let's do... .04. This is really backwards. I don't know why I did it like this. Okay. Stats, hours awake. Hours awake is 35. 35 minus 24 is what? Some number. 11 over 24 is it should be 0.45. Why is it 0.0? That's really weird. What's happening here? Okay, so that is too much. Yeah, there we go. That's fine now. That's too much. We need to do times 0.5 times 0.1 2, because this is at its most extreme basically right now. Yeah, I think that would be possibly pretty annoying. Let's see what it is now. Print awake factor. Yeah, now it's 0.5, so it gets clamped to 0.5. So it can't be any... This is the worst that it gets for being sleepy. And you have the slow motion modifier, which is also annoying. Hopefully it's not too annoying, but it's meant to be a deterrent. It's meant to be like, you don't want to be in this state. This is not a good place to be in when you're playing the game. Okay, I think that's good. Now I need to test if I sleep again. Just gotta drink some water first. Sleep. Alright, so we did sleep successfully. And okay, I think this works. So we're still a little bit sleep deprived. We got 6 hours of sleep, but it was kind of like a little bit too late. So let's see what happens. A little bit. Yeah, we've got a little bit of that screen space shader happening. And let's put it on 4. Okay, so we're good. Hours awake 0. Okay, I think that's fixed. I think that's fixed. So next I need to look at the wet factor. Take out this. Put that back. And stop. Okay. Also, I'm curious if anyone's on the leaderboard yet. I failed to get on the leaderboard because the game crashed, but we will work through that. Nobody here yet. Okay, so the other one I need to fix is the wetness. So, I don't even know how to search for this. Wetness plus equals maybe? Equals? Wet? It's just wet. Okay. Stats wet plus equals, minus equals. Yeah, so it's happening in a few places. That could be at most 0.01. That's the fire dry rate. I just think I missed cover. I think I missed cover entirely here. Yeah, I don't know how I did this, but I missed cover. So stats wet plus equals. In environment. Yeah, so if it's snowing, we should only be able to get wet if we're not covered. So it should be ×1 minus stats total cover. Total cover. That should fix that. Should be able to fix that. So if we're totally covered 100%, then that limits the amount we can get wet. Let's try that. Then we should be okay. I also got to keep an eye on memory. I think something weird might have happened with memory last time. So I will, this time, how am I going to test this? We'll stay in debug mode. Hopefully it snows. I think it's going to snow. Yeah, so this is normal speed. This is better. More reasonable speed. Okay, so it is raining out here. Snowing, sorry. We are getting wet out here. Oh, the other thing is true too. We shouldn't reduce... Yeah, we can't... Yeah, you would probably get dried off inside as well. So we're accumulating wetness out here. We're 5%. Sunny daytime snow melts. But this is times... Sure, I think I'll just leave it as is. I don't know if I'm still on stream. I just got a notice that said... So endgame will be RCMP arrives on a horse and rescues you, but Joe's side is during endgame. There is an endgame. I haven't demonstrated it yet because I died last round, or something weird happened last round. But yeah, you try to survive for the goal, whatever the survival goal is, and then you call in a helicopter. And once the helicopter comes and gets you, then you get all your XP from the round and you can use your skill points to level up. I'm going to do another run after this once I get this fixed. on Twitch, maybe. So what I can't figure out right now is why my wetness is still increasing. It doesn't make sense. Like, we're totally covered. And I think that's what that shows. 14, 15, 16. We're 100% covered. No, I think we're good. The wetness is no longer increasing. I think it's fixed. I just don't want to see that go up to 17. And further, if I light a fire, I should dry off. That mechanic should still work. That's unchanged. Ooh, look at my timing. I got it right away. So... I mean, how long does it take to dry off? I have no idea. I have no idea how I coded this. Let's take a look. Let's do wet minus equals. We got to find the fire dry rate, fire percent, 2 plus total cover. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Oh yeah, wetness is decreasing, 15%. 14%? You can do 14%. There we go, 14. Yeah, so indoors with a fire lit, you will dry off. It's a little bit video gamey, but technically it's accurate. Technically it's accurate. I want to look at one more thing while I'm here. Ooh, fishing rod. Hello. I don't know if I'm ready to test the fishing rod. We're not there yet. I'm going to let somebody else get there before I get there. Yeah, Greg, so the end game is like you try to get skill points, and then you can level up your skill tree, and then you get access to new tools, and then you can go ice fishing, and then you can do new stuff, and I'm going to keep building it to keep it interesting and exciting. There's going to be more shelter types you can build, all that good stuff. Okay, so we go outside, wetness increases again because it's snowing. All right, that's all working. Sweet. So what I need to do now is do a patch notes page. Just a little pop-up, I think. I haven't figured out how to do it, where to do it. Join the community, bugs feedback. Wish list. These are all links. These are all designed to be links. I want something else. Yeah, it should be up here with the version info. That's where it makes sense. So let's just do a button. Call it patch notes. And I'm going to give this one a kind of a special format. Patch notes. Let's do... Well, what does that look like first? Maybe that's fine. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's perfectly acceptable. It should possibly even be smaller. And then we'll see, like, I don't know if people care to see the patch notes pop up when the game starts. Maybe. So now let's do a panel. And this one is going to be ordering right in the center of the screen. Layout, we'll do anchors, we'll do center. You don't want to see the patch notes directly in game? Where would you want to see them? True. That makes my life easier. Sure, we'll go with Greg's suggestion. Also less dev. So this is version, yeah, so I'll do it now. So I'll roll out a build. We'll do it now because actually, and I'll put it in Discord too. I think we want a channel for patch notes. patch notes. And we'll do permissions. This is a sorry, I'm trying to figure out Discord. I'm just gonna do the permissions manually because I'm a big dummy. I don't really know how to use Discord. I do need help with permissions. Okay, actually I think that's right. Okay, so I'll paste them there too. All right, so let's get this build up. This will be a good little test of the process. Export all. Release. I do want to take a look at the memory, but I can do that after memory usage. Found link on Steam, the community section. Oh, there was another setting I'm supposed to do here. Greg, have you been able to download the game and run it? I'm just wondering if it was Aaron that was struggling with it. Let's see. I might be missing something on Steamworks or Steam Godot. Aaron was. Oh, okay. Okay. I think I'm missing some stuff. How to remove Steam from your game? Interesting. I got to look at my depots. I think I screwed something up on the depots. I'll look at that in a bit. So let's see if the build is correct. Builds, Windows, 247, that's right. Seems okay. 0.11, yeah. All right, let's do some steam pipe stuff. Might do a video on this kind of stuff eventually. I feel like it's kind of interesting. But for now, I will keep it off stream. I'm not actually sure if there's like sensitive things with Steam Command. I really have no idea, honestly. So we will upload this new build, and then we'll do patch notes, and I'll do an announcement. Would be cool to understand the process, but fully agree. Don't share if not sure. Better safe than sorry. Yep, I hear you. Yeah, I'm not sure what someone could do potentially. I don't know. It's all pretty it's pretty streamlined. Like there's no visible passwords or anything like that, but I haven't really seen anyone else do it on streams or on a video. So maybe there's a reason for that. Who knows? Yeah, I don't see any specific things here regarding, it might be because I have an empty depot. That might be a problem. Let's see. Configuration all. Let's do edit. Okay. I did fix the depots, I think. We'll find out if it's broken. Oh, this is so so disappointing. There's other people who are having this issue too. This is a big setback. I'm like hustling to try to fix this. Okay, so Reddit. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, Steam achievements would be a good one. It would be nice to see how things should be done from the Steam side of things, how to deal with potential issues. Yeah. I think if there's a way to like blur out any sensitive info, that's the best way to do it. So I'm so disappointed. Apparently, there's other people on Reddit basically saying the game is not, it downloads with an empty folder, which is so frustrating because it does not do that on mine. And I've got something messed up with the depots, I think. So frustrating. This one is downloading. Okay, so oh, I know what it is. Oh my God, I'm so stupid. Bushcraft Survival Playtest for beta testing. Okay. I think I found it. Maybe. Okay. Let's go to depots. The depots show up here. Yeah, I agree. They should verify it. They should verify it. Yeah. Super, super frustrating that this is not working for people. Also, it didn't give me the option to do a build notes release, which is weird. Sorry. Yeah, I know this is not making very exciting stream content. Just racking my brain to try to figure out what is going wrong here. Also, the last time I did this, it gave me the option to do patch notes, and I'm not even seeing that option anymore. So Steam is like really not working with me today. So frustrating. It's because I'm a developer, I think. I need to figure out how do you test a Steam package. How to test Steam package as non-developer. All right, let me try to do these patch notes first, and then I'll go on to that. All right, so I'll do an event for the first one, and then I'll do, I have to have artwork and everything. I was hoping to just do patch notes. We'll do that in a bit. And I should be able to tie it to a build. Build 185. Let's see, is that right? Yeah. Okay, so let's do beta, or let's do patch notes. And what version are we on? .11. Would still get wet while being inside a cabin. Fixed sleeping bug where if you got the tired status effect, it would stay forever. Not good. All right, so let's save that. Let's say release is beta, playtesting, date, May. Oh. Patch notes, May 22nd, 2025. Releases beta, version 0.1.1. So many options. Event title, subtitle. So many options. All right, I think I'm gonna drop off the stream because I have a few things to do. I might try Twitch streaming later, but I'm hoping to have all these Steam issues resolved. I'm so bummed that it wasn't working for the few people that were trying to play. That's a huge bummer. But anyways, if somebody else has rewatched this video and knows what the heck I did wrong on Steam, please let me know. And I will try to fix it. Otherwise, I will catch you all next time. We'll see ya.